Professor Abunka, thank you very much for your invitation. And I will give today a very provocative lecture. Natural hormonal replacement therapy with a functioning ovarian after menopause, is it a dream or reality? I published that in Urban Online a few months ago, and the response of the editorial I will share with you too. But let me start with a fact. What about the ovarian reserve? As everybody knows, around at 50 years, it remains in the ovary more or less 1,500 primordial cells, primordial follicles. But they are all caspase positive, and they don't respond to stimulation with gonadotropin. On the other hand, the life expectancy at time of birth is increased significantly in the last century, except during the influenza epidemic and so on. When I push for the laser, it's going up. Yes, I know, for the laser. No laser, okay, no problem, no problem. No, okay, no problem. And during the last century, the life expectancy increased in the years 90 from more or less 50 years until 1 century later to 80. And probably also this increase in the life expectancy explains why women have their baby, the first baby, later and later, as explained by Professor Harper. It means also that the consequences for more than 1/3 of their life, women have to live without ovarian activity. Life expectancy today is far beyond any historical record. Imagine that today, half of all newborn girls is estimated to live more than 100 years in many Western countries. So that as a consequence, many women will experience the sequelae of menopause, including the risk of osteoporosis and cardiovascular disease. Unfortunately, some studies like the WHI and HMS led to new recommendations, resulting in a 50% decline in use of hormonal replacement therapy. And I will say that fortunately, some very recent paper, and Lobo is a little bit the leader of that group, suggests that we may have come full circle regarding the use of hormonal replacement therapy. And it's well explained in the next slide. In fact, see that we start in 2002, and then because of to study a very strong decline in the use of hormonal replacement therapy, and finally in 2003, nearly nobody. In 2006, hormonal replacement therapy for symptoms, and then reanalyze of all the data and the meta-analyzing, and Lobo came to the timing hypothesis. It means that if we start hormonal replacement therapy early in the menopause, we may prevent the occurrence of cardiovascular disease. It's a key point of one of the paper of Lobo that the effect of reduced CHD and mortality in women initiating therapy around menopause suggests a possible role for hormonal replacement therapy in primary prevention. That is what he called the timing hypothesis. So that we are going to this timing hypothesis and restart, fortunately, for hormonal replacement therapy. So that is the fact. And now my question is, Ovarian freezing, is it the anti-aging therapy of the future? Let me start with a review of the literature. I'm not speaking about fertility preservation in cancer women, it's another debate. There's the first paper mentioning that ovarian cortical transplantation may be an alternative to hormone therapy in patients with early climaterial. Was published, it was a one-case report in November. But this woman had only a few cycles and some increase in estradiol. And there is a second paper published by in GCN by the team of Barcelona, and in fact the conclusion was not good for that topic. Galeggio published that only a short reproductive span is possible. It demonstrates the presence of follicles, but the big problem is that the conclusion of the Galeggio was that result suggests that it's unlikely that heterotopic graft longevity would an adequate substitute for hormonal replacement therapy after a normal menopause. In fact, it was a wrong mistake from this group. Indeed, they made the biopsy at the age of more than 45 years. It means that at that time, the ovarian reserve is already very, very low, and of course, it was obvious that if we reimplant an ovarian biopsy taken after the 45 years, it will work for a few months. So let's go to the lesson from the fertility preservation program. And there are two papers published, one in the Nature in 2013 and the other one in 2017 in a New England Journal of Medicine reporting the fertility preservation in women. And we were able to really analyze the after transplantation. You see that it takes a few months before you may observe an increase in the estradiol, so that after reimplantation, after 4 months, the level of estradiol are increased and the level of FSH are decreased. And the same was observed by the team of Van der Sel. We were able to prove that after grafting ovarian tissue which has been frozen, we will observe development of follicles, and the uterine cavity demonstrated development of thick endometrium. Now, even by laparoscopy, if we just replace one piece of ovarian tissue with a normal ovarian reserve, we may restore the ovarian function for several years. Of course, it depends on the ovarian reserve at the time of biopsy. And here in that case, it's a very young lady, and you see that the ovarian reserve is very important. So that if we make a biopsy with the goal of acting later on, keep in mind that we have to do the biopsy at the early age. And then is a paper published in Ovarian Online that was the long-term duration of ovarian function after orthotopic transplantation in a series of 5 women having undergone ovarian tissue cryopreservation at the age of less than 22 years. That was in the program of fertility preservation in the case of cancer women who had to undergo chemotherapy. And you see that at the time of reimplantation of the frozen tissue, frozen cold tissue, where the FSH was very high, and that the duration of the ovarian activity is nearly 7 years, and in some cases, nearly 10 and 11 years. That was the same result concerning the estradiol. You see that the estradiol level are more than 100, and that is in young patients. So that the question is that this encouraging result on ovarian function restoration now lead us to speculate that in the future, ovarian cortex cryopreservation at a young age, followed by reimplantation at menopause, could be an alternative to hormonal replacement therapy. Indeed, and I'm provocative, and no problem, I agree with that. If we are able to restore ovarian function in iatrogenic menopause, why not in natural menopause? It's not a problem, of course, in the context of girl and woman having their tissue stored for clear medical indication, like cancer, most commonly when facing an endotoxic treatment for cancer. In that case, of course, in the majority of cases, we have made ovarian tissue cryopreservation and empty oversight vitrification. Then later, when desired for pregnancy, it could be that in many cases it will happen spontaneously. But in other women, we know also that when we remove one ovary at a young age, we don't interfere with the age of menopause, except that maybe the age of menopause was reduced 1.2 years. It's a larger study to see a larger number. So that when I say, why not? At the age of 20, 25 years, when the ovarian reserve is very high, why not preserve M2 oocyte and ovarian tissue? Then later, when desired for pregnancy, of course, try natural conception, and it happens in more than 80% of cases. But if there is a pregnancy, why not, at the menopause, after the tissue has been cryopreserved, why not keep the tissue and reimplant at the time of menopause? Same here, if no pregnancy at the age of 40 years, use the vitrified M2 oocyte in case of failure of the ovarian tissue. And if some tissue remains, why not restore the ovarian function after the menopause by using the ovarian tissue? The goal, and it was published in earlier online, of course, you have here the natural decrease of the ovarian reserve until the menopause. If at the age of 25, 30 years you take a biopsy and you reimplant at the age of menopause, you restore for several years, more or less 7 years, the ovarian reserve, and the patient can have the normal ovarian suppression. As what we may propose to remove at a young age ovarian cortical tissue slabs and cryopreserve. After thawing, the tissue can be reimplanted in the forearm or under the skin of the abdomen, because the goal is not to restore the fertility, is to restore the ovarian function. On the other way, we may isolate the primordial follicle and make an artificial ovary to reimplant with the same condition and with the same goal. So that it's true that as a potential treatment for the menopause, the site of the graft is not established. But obviously there is no need for an orthotopic site reimplantation, as the goal is not a fertility restoration. And we may use just a small incision, 1 centimeter, and put back the ovarian tissue frozen thawed. In theory, some patients are reluctant to receive hormonal therapy. one of the advantages is that ovarian graft secrete natural estrogens. We may repeat these easy procedures. It's possible in a therapeutic site, allowing restoration for more than finally 15 years if you repeat 2 or 3 times. A small incision of 1 centimeter under local anesthesia. So then, natural hormonal replacement therapy, dream or reality, is the anti-aging of the future. Surely a debate for the future. And the editorial, Richard Anderson and Bart Foser make a comment on this, our manuscript, and they say, we look forward to carefully design and conducted studies exploring the potential benefits and risks in the many women who have had ovarian tissue storm and are fully recovered from their cancer treatment. And that was a comment of Bart Foser. And I replied to my friend Bart, we have data proving the duration of endocrine function for more than 6 years if the follicular density is high. Today, the clergy and everybody in the world is celebrating the 40th anniversary of the Louisa Road birthday. Please remember, if we should have waited for robust study and predictors before starting IVF in human beings, nobody knows if we were able to celebrate today millions of babies. So that the concept published in an Inkling in Fertility Sterility, may we imagine an ovary working from conception to death. Thank you very much for your attention.